What's going on? It's Astronaut H, and this is the What More Do You Want Network. Now, in this video, I will be discussing tonight's game between the Chicago Bulls and Orlando Magic, and of course, this is my Bulls report. Now, the Bulls are coming off of a loss in their last outing on this road trip, so tonight, in my opinion, was just a way for them to get back on their winning ways and end the road trip off on a good note before heading back home. Now, of course, everybody knows this is like one of those matchups that are always going to be talked about between these two teams. You have not only a young up-and-coming team versus a team that has more vets, but you also has a team that actually traded players. You have Nikola Vucevic, who used to be in Orlando Magic and now is a current Chicago Bull, and Wendell Carter Jr., who's now a current Orlando Magic, and the Bulls are the team drafted him. And usually what happens with players that are drafted or used to be a part of and they face against their old team, they show that team why, they messed up, so to speak, and getting rid of them. But again, everybody knows the NBA is just a business. It's nothing personal. Sometimes things just don't work out and everyone needs a fresh start. So with that being said, you've seen Carter Jr. actually get the first basket of the game, but Vucevic came right back down and scored the first basket for Chicago. Actually ended up getting the first 5 points for Chicago. You did see the Bulls be sloppy in the beginning on the inbound with their passes and things like that. But you seen Patrick Williams get down low. The Bulls ultimately ended up leading at one point in the first quarter by a score of 12-9 really early. But you did see Vucevic be aggressive, and the Bulls ended up going on a 9-1 run at one point. You seen Ayo Dosunmu getting back on defense, but the Bulls, their turnovers were a problem early on in this basketball game. Now, Zach LaVine, I'll tell you one thing about Zach, right? I know he's been hearing everything that's been going on. So tonight he took it upon himself to really look for his shot early. You've seen the Bulls, again, their first quarter turnovers. Alex Caruso, who was playing good defense, but it was a little too aggressive early on in the game, did have 2 early fouls, which caused him to go to the bench a lot earlier than expected. The Bulls did end up giving up a bad 2 at the end of the first, but ultimately ended up leading by 1. Ultimately ended up leading after the first. So Vucevic ended up again with the first basket of the second, and I can tell that the primary offensive strategy was get the ball to Vucevic down low. And everybody knows I love it when that is the game plan. He's going up against either guards or smaller bodied wing players. Tonight it was Paolo Banchero, or tonight it was Franz Wagner, or he was just going up against other size players that just couldn't match up against him. And tonight he took advantage of that to my delight. Now, you did see DeMar DeRozan, his 3 was on point at the early set of this game. He only took 1 shot in the first quarter, I believe. Or actually, I don't think he actually took any shots in the first quarter. But after that, DeMar DeRozan became aggressive. You seen Franz Wagner get a rim run. Or was that it was actually Mo Wagner. He did get a rim run, but that wasn't too bad on the defense. It was just guys was out of position. You seen DeMar DeRozan in that second start to look for his offense, and the Bulls, this is where they grew their lead. They went up by 11. You seen Jones Jr. get in and hit a 3. You seen Vucevic go back into the post. Dragic came off the bench with a 3. Dragic got to the rim. You seen Vucevic go back into the post. That's one thing that was interesting about this game. I kept seeing it. It was the same thing over and over and over on offense, which I enjoyed. That's how you supposed to play. You seen Zach and Vucevic have a great half. DeMar DeRozan, again, kept getting to his spots. Alex Caruso did have 3 fouls in the first half, but Zach LaVine did get to the rim. He had 1 2-hand slam that was absolutely incredible. But Fultz did end the half with a layup, but the Bulls shot 57% for the half and ended up being up 60-47. Now in the third, DeMar DeRozan got the first bucket of the half. Ayo Dosunmu come out with a 3, but things were a little topsy-turvy. You know, it was like one sequence where things just didn't look right. So Billy Donovan did end up calling an early timeout. Now, this is where things started to take a little turn, right? You seen DeRozan with his passes. I mean, he was passing the ball very well tonight. You seen Vucevic passing the ball very well tonight. You seen Zach LaVine looking in rhythm. Patrick Williams. Listen, at one point in this quarter, Patrick Williams grabbed a rebound. He went end to end. I mean, offense to defense. He grabbed the board, went past half court, did a little in and out, and had a one-hand slam that was absolutely incredible. And I'm like, this is what Patrick Williams needs to do more often. Now, you see Vucevic hitting his threes. Now, the Magic, on the other hand, this is where they make their run. From the end of the third to the fourth, the Bulls were up as much as 25 in this basketball game. The Magic cut the lead with the help of their bench all the way down to 8. Orlando's coach elected to go with the. I seen Orlando. I watch enough Orlando Magic basketball when the Bulls are not on, or League Pass and things like that, to know what happens when the starters don't play fairly well for the Magic. They elect to go with the reserves. And Mo Wagner and Cole Anthony absolutely put on a show in the second half. I mean, if you told me that they were starters, I would have believed you. When I read off these box scores, it's absolutely insane. I mean, the Magic, in the fourth quarter, the Bulls had to withstand a mighty run. I mean, at times it looked dark. I'm not going to lie. What happened in Indiana, you know, I thought it was going to happen again. I thought the Bulls were going to just implode and give this game away to a young team who, yes, are formidable, but when their stars are not starring, at the end of the day, you should beat that team. Now, like I said, in the fourth quarter, you seen a heavy dose of Mo Wagner, of Mo Wagner. Franz was on the bench. You seen a heavy dose of Mo Wagner, a heavy dose of Cole Anthony, and ultimately, the Orlando Magic was trying to pour it on to the Bulls. They were trying to pour it on and get it done, so to speak. Now, one thing I can say about Chicago, they weathered this storm, and they found a way to put it together thanks to DeMar DeRozan shooting and the veteran savvy of a Vucevic. And they ultimately did win tonight's matchup between the Orlando Magic, 128-109. That is the 23rd win of the Chicago Bulls season. They are now 23-26. As far as box scores go, DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine had a game high of 32. You seen 26 and 13 from Vucevic. DeRozan did have 8 assists. Patrick Williams with 16 big points, hit 2 threes, 6 rebounds. You seen Ayo Dosunmu, not nothing to, stab at, but 3 points, 4 rebounds. Like I said, Zach LaVine, he did grab 3 rebounds with his 32 points, did hit 3 threes. You seen Alex Caruso with 7. You seen Derrick Jones Jr., who came in off the bench, did get a little banged up. I'm not sure of the actual injury. I'm not sure if it's a knee or an ankle, but he did go out at one point in this game. He didn't end the game with the team. You seen him have 5. Dragic was 7. Kobe White did not score at all tonight, and he went 0 of 3 from 3. As far as the Orlando Magic, it was more or less their bench instead of their starters. You seen Jalen Suggs with 11. Cole Anthony with 21. I believe he hit 3 threes. Mo Wagner, he had 27. He hit 3 threes. You seen Jonathan Isaac did get some minutes. Bol did get some minutes. Markelle Fultz had 7 points. Gary Harris had 7. Wendell Carter Jr. was the only starter for the Orlando Magic in double figures with 11. Paolo Banchero had a lackluster evening. He shot really horrible in this game. He only had 9 for the game. Did grab 7 rebounds, but went 0 of 4 from 3 and 3 of 14 for the field. Same thing for Franz Wagner. He went 3 of 8, 0 of 2 from 3. And you know, that's a good way for Chicago to cap off this road trip. Yes, it didn't end. I mean, it ended better than it started. You know, you get a win against Atlanta, but you turn around and you lose to the Pacers and you lose to the Hornets. And ultimately, you get a win in the road trip on a good note. Go back home, get ready and get ramped up for a tough game that's on the schedule, and that's against the Los Angeles Clippers. I'm definitely going to see how the Bulls come out in that game, because facing off against possibly, depending on, you know, if guys are on like minutes restriction and things like that, or they're just not playing, speaking on like Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, along with, you know, the Norman Powells, Reggie Jacksons, Terrence Mann, Nicholas Batum, guys like that. And of course, you know, the coaching of Tyronn Lue. So I'm definitely interested to see how the Bulls fare in that matchup and see how they look versus a team that a lot of analysts prior to the season beginning had the Clippers representing the Western Conference possibly in the NBA Finals. So I'm definitely going to tune in and see how that game goes. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Bulls fans, Orlando Magic fans, or if this is just your first time tuning into this channel, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can know anytime a video is being uploaded to this channel. It's Astronaut H. This is the What More Do You Want Network, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.